so Arm in the Lord is the name of our organization. We are now going to read some things from the website to get a better understanding. You all can go to this website. You have cell phones. It's manifestedsons.com. I'll write that down for you all. You have pens. You're going to write some stuff down, take notes, because this is stuff that I expect you all to know. I'm not just telling you this stuff so you all can look at me and listen. This is something we're going to know so we can share it with other people.
Oh, yeah, it's on this paper.
It is on there?
Yeah, it says manifestedsons.com.
Okay, yeah, in front of that paper, yeah. So manifestedsons.com. This is the main website that talks about my ministry and all the things that I do. And we're going to go over some tabs that are Arm in the Lord. Arm in the Lord is, go ahead.
Did you make this?
Make what?
Like the website?
Yes, yeah, I made the website, yes. It's all my stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, so yeah, this is all my website, Manifested Sons. And at that website, you can learn a lot about what we are trying to do as far as in this organization and as being men. The whole purpose of this is that we want to have men be stronger, not just youth like yourselves, but also adults. The issue is that, or I won't say the issue, but I'm really right now pushing forward for youth because you all have so much going on, so many issues you're dealing with, and I believe that God has called me to help with that process, okay? And from my experience, things I've done in the past that makes this functional. Now, Arm in the Lord, if you really think about an army, one thing about an army is what?
They march together.
They march. What else armies do?
They fight for people.
They do fight. What else?
They protect the people.
They protect. Okay, so we said that armies fight. We said they protect. And they march, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there are other things that they're doing. You can, when you see them, how can you tell that they're?
Because they have certain like camouflage uniforms.
They have uniforms, different type of uniforms on. Okay. So here at Arm in the Lord, we're going to do just that. Okay. The big focus is on us being an army. Okay. Well, army has a lot of people in it. Has men and women, but we're focusing on men right now as far as the Arm in the Lord. And we are going to have a uniform. So our basic uniform is a black shirt or sweatshirt with AOTL, just something basic, right? Just the initials, okay? This is a uniform. We'll have other shirts we can wear for different leisure events, but this is going to be our basic uniform, okay? I'm thinking down the line we may go to more of a dress uniform for special events, but those are costly. So I also want to keep the cost down for us, but also wants to stand out, okay? So as opposed to having pictures and just, if you ever seen like an FBI shirt or like a DA shirt, or it's just plain the letters.
It's the FBI.
Just it, right? So it's plain. That's how Arm in the Lord. I didn't want to go with camouflage outfits just because we are going to have a lot of numbers by men, and I didn't want us confused with actual military, and not to disrespect those who really do fight for the war. Okay, so we're not an army for the United States or any other government. We're an army of what?
The Lord.
The Lord. Okay. So we're not going to have to wear camouflage. We may have different colors. Maybe for people down south. In warmer climates, they may go with a base tan color sweatshirt, a t-shirt, and khaki pants. Like we're going to get pants like this. We get these pants at a cost. We're going to get maybe sweatpants, or definitely probably more black, like school type pants. Those are pretty low cost we can get. Go ahead.
And also, in our room, we have some pants like that, but like they're like that, but they're just gray. And I think they're made of a different material, like they're more like jogging.
Right, more the jogging pants. So we want to make sure that we get a defined uniform, okay? So with the uniform, again, I kind of talked about the base black, Arm in the Lord. Now, what we're going to do, the army part, okay? So we have 4 major principles that we're going to train and study, but to be an army, we're going to have a uniform. That's number 1, okay? So we got the uniform down. The second thing is we're going to fight, okay? Now, we're not going to do any physical fighting, okay? Because we're not a physical army, meaning that our fight is not against other people. We're not fighting against. We're not representing the country, fighting against another country. We're not representing the people. We're not representing any certain race, fighting the other race. 1 second. But we are doing is that we are fighting a spiritual battle. Okay, we're fighting the battles in our minds. We're fighting the battles of poverty. We're fighting the battles of sickness and disease. all the things that hold men down and people down in the country, we're going to help to fight against, okay? And then, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you said it. Yes, I was gonna say. So we fight like spiritually, like fighting like with God, like to help men be a part of God and believe in God, so they can have good lives like yours.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I definitely want to be an example of what a good man should be, and then I'm always growing to be a better example. But yes, so our fighting now is saying that we are going to be physical. A major part of what we do is physical. So we are going to be trained to know how to fight. You know, there are many people who be in the army of the Lord, they're going to have different fighting skills. Some Muay Thai, some karate. Some people train in weapons. Some people train in different physical nature. So the thing is that we're going to be strong. It doesn't mean we have to be fighters, but we have to be fighters. What does that mean? That we don't have to fight with our fists, but we have to be strong. We have to be motivated. Okay? This is an army, and you never seen an army last, right? They're always motivated. They're always strong-minded. They're always together in unison. So that's a major part of what we're doing here in this brotherhood, is that we are coming together to fight a spiritual battle, and then also some, not to make it so deep spiritual, but some natural things. We're going to help our communities. We're going to go out and maybe help the people that need help in our communities, the kids and the seniors in our neighborhoods. And that goes under the protection portion. So a lot of times in our environments, we have a lot of gangs, we have a lot of violence. Even in urban environments where people do a lot of drugs, people are robbing and stealing, we're going to protect. So there's a saying that there's power in numbers. Our job is to grow and to grow and to grow in numbers in the brotherhood, that we have more numbers in the streets, that we have more people in the schools, that we have 100 people at the school as an army of the Lord. So now, as opposed to people being isolated and by themselves, now when they walk to the heart of army of the Lord brothers they can talk to, of all different backgrounds. So and then, not just at that school, but at the churches, at athletic centers. It's not just for black men or for white men, it's for all races. So we go out together, we see a sporting event, we may see 100 people on the other side of the stadium. We know they're going to be there because we're going to unify our conversation. But the point is for us to protect our own neighborhoods. So for example, we're going to have chapter bases. So here, this is our first chapter here. We're starting on the west side of Detroit. We're going to have one established in a few weeks on the east side of Detroit. So I'll go there and train, but then also we're going to go to meetings together. Okay? You understand that? So we're going to be growing. And the last thing, we're definitely going to march. We're going to start today with some basic training on marching. Just left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay? We're going to be marching. So that's also a big part of an army. We have a uniform. People know we're going to be strong-minded. They expect us to be protecting ourselves and others. And we're definitely going to march. So say we go to an event, if we go to a basketball game, if we go skating, or if we go to a bouncy house, whatever, as a group, we're going to get out, park in the back, and we're going to get out. We're going to march to the doors together. Not just walking, not just loud. We're going to be an army everywhere we go. That's a big part of what we're doing, is creating a military-based, uniformed movement for men. Okay? And it's going to be exciting. I was in ROTC when I was younger, and I got to drill. It was so much fun to have the men together marching and having the calls. And we even went to some camps and things like that. Those things we'll be doing down the road. So we're kind of going to be blending a lot of what people do in the Boy Scouts, kind of. Not as intense, because they have the Boy Scouts already, so I'm not trying to be that. But we're going to do some field things. Also, I'm in a fraternity, Omega Psi Phi. So we're also going to have a fraternal field. We're going to have a brotherhood. My 27 years of being in this organization has afforded me a lot of benefits, a lot of brotherhood, a lot of safety, a lot of comfort, a lot of trust, okay, that men can give each other. So we want to have that nationally. I just was out of town a week ago, and I got the fellowship with a friend I know 20 years ago because we're in the same organization. So this is something that, this is not just a program we're going to have on the weekends. This is going to be part of our life. So as we get older, we're 15, 16, 20, 30 years old, we still have an army of the Lord to depend on and brothers across the country to rely on. Does that sound exciting? Okay, I need some vocals from y'all. Y'all got to talk. I'm going to talk back. Okay, so let's show something on the computer for a second here.